All right, hello, welcome to the long-awaited fourth episode of Trygrius. I'm sure that everyone on YouTube um, has anxiously been waiting for us to record another episode. But
Oh yeah, we can't wait. Oh hey, I heard. I
yeah,
heard.
I heard it too. That must be yeah. Um, oh, welcome. I am the GM Mick. If everyone wants to just introduce themselves and remind them who you're playing. Also remind the other players who you're playing because it's been a week since we unexpectedly canceled. So maybe it might be nice for everyone to hear everyone's characters' names again.
All
Uh,
right.
why don't we start with Julia and then go reverse order
Oh,
alphabetically?
All right, I'm Julia and I play Lapis.
howdy. My name's James. I'm playing as Oscar Dunn.
My name is Brandon. I'll be playing as Coda.
And I'm Alec, and I'll be playing Reese.
Yeah, and we are currently short a Herald right now. He may hop in later. We're not 100% sure. Oh, looks like he's not, but that's all right. Uh, well, that's fine. We're gonna keep going anyways because you know, um, we want to. So, as a quick refresher, last time, you guys had met a strange individual, a woman who has decided to go by the name Christ for now, for the sake of not having you guys spend like 3 weeks trying to come up with a name to call her, and us having to call her woman for that period of time. Uh, Found her in a crystal in underneath the manor, and freed her. Although I don't know if you guys fully understood what that meant at the time, because now it seems if she gets hurt, you guys get hurt, and that's not great for you. You guys have trying to figure out exactly what you want to do about that. Had some conversations amongst each other, and more or less were like, well, we probably shouldn't let her out of our sight because that'd be bad. Although Reese protested, saying that she is a being with will, so she should probably get to decide herself what exactly goes. Um, and I think that's about where we left off. If anyone wants to remind us of anything else, I think that's just covers the major points. Keep it short and sweet here.
Yeah, I think that's the majors of it.
Yeah, and I think you guys were trying to figure out what you wanted to do next. You were throwing around the idea of trying to run around the town to see if you can find out more information about her, I think.
Yeah, that was entertained.
Yeah. That was that conversation was going around. So, and I think the important thing was we were going to start that after you guys got to take your long rest version of a long rest. You guys could get some more recovery because the time spent in the manor left you a bit exhausted.
Can I just ask before we begin? I recall that we came across a sheriff. Did we get anything from that experience except that I think she low key hates us?
Yeah, you guys were able to hide Chris, and you guys were just like, we didn't go to the manor. You got the sense that if you had gone to the manor, she might have been. Her name's Clarissa, the sheriff, and you got the sense that she might have not wanted you to go to the manor, although you guys weren't 100% sure why. She had supposedly checked it out and told you guys going there would have been a waste of time. You guys know that to not be true because you went there. So,
Gotcha.
uh, there was that sort of exchange, and you guys successfully lied to her about going there. The time being. So yeah, do you guys want to make your long rest recovery rolls?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
Uh, do we just roll recovery normally? This is a new experience.
I mean, you rolled some of your recoveries last time, so you'll just roll your recovery normally. You're just taking the 10-hour version of it. And then
Gotcha.
once you take the 10-hour one, it's going to reset back to the one action one.
What?
and you guys can distribute those back to your pools however you want.
Oof.
I'm gonna use my one action one too,
Oh,
and maybe
can I
my 10
use-
minutes one.
Maybe my 1
Can
hour
I
one,
use-
and maybe my 10-hour one.
You may just just take a little break here for a couple days.
Yep.
I think I already took I took my 1 hour one after we got out, and then I was back to full up. So do I still roll a recovery, or should I just like be the one that keeps watch?
Well, you're still essentially taking the rest, so it'll reset, even if you're not
Oh,
going to
okay.
take the an hour recovery.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because you guys
Then I
bought some rooms. Yeah, that's the other thing you guys did is sold some of the monster parts you had, some of the
That's
other
right.
stuff you had, got some cash on hand.
I think I already tracked that, so it should be good.
Is it reason? It's reasonable enough to do the one action and 10 minutes in the morning before we
Yeah,
do stuff, right?
Yeah, absolutely. They do have complimentary coffee. Come down. It is not good coffee.
Oh,
Tastes like boiled dirt.
But it's complimentary, so there's also like
It tastes
bagels.
complimentary.
Yeah, it tastes complimentary, and there's some bagels as well. They don't seem to have any spread other than butter for them, so
oh.
Oh.
I'll take a bagel and then kind of put it in one of my pockets.
okay.
I'm gonna mark that down so I don't forget I have a bagel in my pocket.
All right.
Emergency
I'm
bagel,
gonna-
go!
I'm gonna take a bagel and just eye code it doing that, but I won't say anything. But
Yeah, I
I
mean, we can
noted.
assume you guys all get together. Do you have Chris come down? Do you ever stay in a room?
Reese will go up and ask her what she would like to do.
The strong-willed individual.
I mean, at this point, she's kind of like, I'm still trying to, she'll say, I think I need to,
I can't remember.
right. Well, she's kind of like, I get the sense that I should stay with you guys, although I'm not sure why. But for now, I'll mostly do if you tell me to do what you want, as far as staying in locations and stuff like that. You don't get the sense that she's telling you that you can basically tell her to do whatever you want and she'll do it. But you get the sense that she's like, as long as you're being reasonable, I'll just follow your leads for now. I don't really understand what is going on and where I am. And the only thing I kind of have to go off of is you 5.
So then I guess Reese will just be like, well, being that as it may, my recommendation is perhaps maybe stay out of sight for a moment as we try to get acclimated. If you care for it, I can go ahead and bring some dinner to your room. Or sorry, it's like breakfast. It's
Yeah.
the morning order.
Yeah,
so
there-
I would
there was
offer to
some-
bring
yeah.
you breakfast.
We're doing some weird hand wavy stuff because I think you guys technically sort of started your rest in the afternoon, but we'll just say you guys lazed about for the day and then instead of making it confusing, right? So yeah, she'll just kind of nod and say, "All right, that'd be good."
All right, I'll get on it, and I'll make my way downstairs and order some food for myself and her.
Oh wait, so it doesn't seem like they are set up to handle breakfast very much. Like I said, they have the bagels, they have the coffee.
I'm gonna ask them if they know a place that has food.
The hostess or whoever gives you the weirdest look. And she's like, I mean, you go to the general store and buy some stuff, I guess, but you don't serve really hot breakfast here. We'll have some lunch in a few hours."
Oh, all right. So I will grab a couple bagels and some coffee, and probably like pre-spread the butter. Bring it up to the room for Chris, and just let her know like this is what they currently have. I'm gonna check out the general store. Maybe this will hold you off in the minute over while I do that.
Yeah. And I think we get a scene where she takes the coffee from you and she drinks it and then she makes the face most people make when they first drink coffee and her nose gets all scrunched up and she's like, "Oh." But then she goes back for a second drink. And then she kind of like looks at the bagel and sniffs it, and then eventually starts eating it. She's like, "All right, well, if you want me to accompany you guys, just let me know. Otherwise, I'll just stay in the room for now."
Yep. Of course. And if you need anything, most pressing moment, I will be at the general store. So you can find me there currently. But otherwise, be it as it may, you have yourself a nice morning. I will see you around
Nod.
and make my way downstairs.
Okay. All right. So at this point, are you guys all sitting around a table with coffee and bagels?
Just looking out the window, watching the birds chirp.
Yeah. All right. So I think it's safe to assume that at this point, everyone can gather together. Harold will elect to stay back and make sure nothing too crazy happens with Chris. So he'll just sort of be like, he'll say something about the glow, and something like the glow, light of the glow must be ever vigilant, and something I don't know. And he'll just sort of stand up and say, "I'll make sure our new companion is safe and secure."
Unless we actually want to do like shopping part of this trip, could we say that I gave Harold money or he used his I gave Harold money so he can take Krista shopping so she doesn't have to wear whatever ridiculous stuff Reese gave her?
Yeah, it's kind of like a out of style fancy dress. Not prevalent anymore, but 15 to 20 years ago would have been in. Uh, but yeah, we could say that.
Cool.
All right, guys, what are we getting into today? Are we leaving town? Are we trying to fight more chickens and more cows? We going back to the spooky house?
I think the sheriff is super weird.
I'm trying to remember our discussion from 2 weeks ago.
It was a crazy night last night. I can't remember a damn thing.
Too much whiskey.
Yeah, that sounds like you. You know, there's this wonderful thing called water that you can incrementally add into that every now and again. Kind of like helps you out morning after. Just a recommendation, friendly recommendation.
Alright, hydrate or dihydrate, right?
Is that a saying now?
If you ever say that again, never mind.
Understood.
Did we agree to stay and try and investigate? I feel like that was what we talked about, but I
Well,
can't.
Man,
yeah.
if only there were a thing we could have used to refresh our memories beforehand. Sort of
Some VOD.
record. Yeah.
If only I had time before the session.
In all fairness, I didn't do it either. So
Good
I have
shit.
in my notes that we agreed to investigate more about Krista. But I don't think we necessarily agreed to stay in the town, if that makes sense.
Well,
I think your idea was, and if I'm remembering correctly, which I could not be, the idea was to ask around the town if you could find out some more information about her, because that was kind of the only lead you have, and the hope was that was going to lead to another lead.
And there's also still an issue of although we suspect that there will be no more monsters occurring, there might still be some monsters left over in the vicinity that we may have to take a look at.
Yeah, there's also the issue that you guys could get paid. You guys could get paid by talking to the mayor of the town.
Oh, yeah, I want money.
Mm.
You guys want, you can just ignore that, but you can go see the mayor. Wants him to pay you guys.
We also have to admit to going into the mansion if we want to tell the truth for that. We could just straight up lie, but
Look, I don't think there's a harm in lying. Again, we could figure out the shady sheriff. I don't know. There's something weird about her. Or we can just lie to the mayor.
I think the mayor's name was Stanley. I have it written down.
Pathetic name for a pathetic guy.
I thought it was a woman. I was pretty sure the sheriff was a woman.
Oh, the sheriff is Clarissa.
Yes.
Yeah.
The mayor is Stanley.
Stanley?
I think so.
I hate them both for no reason. So
She has a
Lot of
dislike
hatred.
for authority. Yeah.
All right. Did we ever talk about the fact that we all kind of grimaced at the same time Chris fell?
right.
Shit, did we talk about that? That's good.
I think it was briefly mentioned and maybe glossed over, but maybe now's a good time to extrapolate on it.
Yeah. So, is that? I mean, I know people get close the more time they spend together, but I can't say I've ever felt the pain of my my family in a physical kind of way.
That's not necessarily true, but I get what you're saying with the second part.
Did you just call us family?
I mean, no. I was on like my biological family.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even think about taking it that kind of way, so interesting.
Yeah.
Coda, I don't know. He always says weird shit.
Here, let me just I'm just gonna like I'm just gonna like lightly punch Coda on the shoulder.
Yeah.
Is
You don't really
that
feel anything.
is that supposed to be endearing?
I'm just checking if I feel something, like if it's all of us or if it's just you gotta check the correlation.
I mean, I suppose, yeah. Regardless, I know my first thing to do is I promised Chris that I would check out the general store. So if you are in need of me for the present moment, if you don't mind, I'm going to go ahead and check that out. Take a little further look, and then I'm going to go from there.
Oh, yes, you go do that. But I just realized I have notes on the crystal. Who here is smart?
I didn't have a good shot reading it last time, but I can certainly give it a go again.
Awesome. So she'll literally just take out the notes on the crystal and just shove it at you.
Right. If you guys are going to the general store, I guess I can see if I can decipher anything new about it, and then catch up with you guys here in a second or two, or probably a couple minutes, maybe half an hour. See Koda kind of put his hands in his hair and just kind of start trying to make sense of it.
Yeah, so you don't need to make a roll because you're just going to spend some time, and
Yeah.
so that's fine. So you guys are going to the general store? Is that what everyone else is doing?
Yeah.
I'll tag along.
Okay. Yeah, so the general store is called the Lucky Horseshoe. It's actually kind of a chain throughout the whole region. You find Lucky Horseshoe quite a few places. We're kind of at the point where this sort of thing is starting to happen. But outside of like Moose Nil, you probably wouldn't see them. But you go to there, and yeah, the bell sort of rings, and there's a person sitting there, and he kind of like looks up and nods at you. An older gentleman, and it's a pretty mundane place. They have a section with some groceries. They have some sections with farming supplies. It seems like the big thing they have is feed. Like they sell some feed for the cows and stuff like that. Their main source of come.
Do they have a section? Well, a clothing section. I know we had promised to find something a little bit more suitable for Chris.
Yeah. So what Julia asked is, could Harold basically take care of that, and we kind of agreed Harold can.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, Harold's taking care of that in the meantime. Then I would like to take a look at the grocery and see what they have, and maybe pick up a few things.
Yeah. So they have some. It's mostly dried stuff. So you're not seeing anything fresh, but they
No
do.
butcher, nothing.
What?
Like, is there like a type of like butchery or like?
Yeah, they do. They do sell some meat here.
Okay, perfect. So it's not all just like dried pork and stuff like that.
No, the meat seems to be like they have beef and chicken. Uh, they have some of that, and
Perfect.
they don't have a ton on the display. Um, they mostly take it to order. So you would say,
Uh,
I want this and prepared to you in a couple days.
Mhm.
So they keep a little bit on hand. The more, it's the stuff that's more generally utilizable. So it's like chicken breast and like ground beef. Not like you get like a nice offhand.
so just like hamburger steaks and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yep. This community is pretty small. Most of the stuff's to order, and they have a lot of spices. Uh, they have some jarred vegetables as well.
All right. Can I pick up like maybe like a good like $25 worth of food for like some food prep, some like non-perishables, and a mix of like some fresh stuff to make some like actual food for breakfast, and then go from there.
Sure. I mean, that'd be doable. 25 is quite a bit. Like, that'd feed all of you guys pretty well.
Oh no, it blew up.
Oh, did it blow up for you?
Always blows up on Monday. Got to be my internet.
Is everyone else doing fine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, what's everyone else doing while Alec is figuring that out? Julia and James, Oscar, and Lapis.
I guess I'll.
Um,
Oh, go ahead.
Oh shit. Um. Okay. I'll look for some non-perishable food, just stuff to grab if we have to get on the road. Um.
Okay. Yeah, I mean they have
Yeah.
like cans of beans and stuff like that. That's kind of the trail food.
Yeah. So she'll just grab like I don't know, like a bunch of that.
Yeah, there's like canned meats as well, right?
Yeah.
Canning's a big thing now. They figured out how it works, so they can anything they can.
Yeah. So however much like that'd be reasonable for us to like carry kind of amount she'll take. And then she'll look for some cheap makeup since that was an issue last time. For disguises and shit. So
Uh,
if the general store.
yeah, roll a
Throw
d.
me a
Yeah,
bone, Nick.
roll a d100. They probably have something. But roll a d100. Let's see how good it is. 39. Eh, you're not. It's old. You can tell that
Uh,
it's old. It's pretty dusty. Um, when you
I'll
come
pass.
across it, pass.
Yeah, pass. I'll keep it on the list for next.
Yeah. But if you want to buy food, it's probably about 5 cash for a day's worth of food per person.
Okay. I'll just buy 10 cash worth. This is like emergency stash, so.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead and put like you have like 2 days rations.
Sorry to abrupt in there, but my Discord blew up, so I was just trying to confirm some information about I was trying to say that I wanted to pick up like $25 worth of
Yeah.
food stuff.
Yep. So that'd be eating extravagantly for like almost your entire group.
Oh, for $25?
Yeah. Well, keep in mind this is like prices aren't exactly the same as prices are now,
Uh-huh.
right? We're in the olden age. You know, when Grandma told you about their gas being 19 cents a gallon.
Can I bring it down to moderately extravagant? So, like, would that
Sure,
be like
like-
$15?
If you want to feed like the entire group for $15 for a meal, yeah, that'd be like pretty decent.
Yeah, pretty decent one, and I'm going to cook it and make it nice and have like that as an introduction for breakfast for everyone, so that we're not going off just with bagels. It'll just be like a one-time thing, considering.
Okay. Sure. So you can get the supplies. The
Perfect.
question is, how are you gonna cook it?
I have a camping kit.
Okay.
I imagine has some
No,
camping
it
cookery.
does. Yeah. It's just gonna be very like rustic.
Oh yeah, very rustic breakfast. I'm definitely doing that.
Okay. So are you just sitting up out front in the middle of town square, or?
I imagine Reese is somewhat socially unaware in that, so you might just actually set it up right in the middle of one of the rooms at the inn and cook it inside one of those, and then bring dishes out.
I mean, I think Reese understands not to do that.
Oh, because it catches the floorboards on fire. That's a bad idea. Right. I
Yeah.
tried it once and it didn't work out. Got a lot of flack for that. So, no, I think you'll probably just set up somewhere a little outside of it to get things prepped, and then like probably like pack it up in like some paper or in like some paper, and then bring it over and be like, "Hey, I have food now."
Okay, sure. What is Oscar doing?
Probably just make small talk with the person who tends the shop.
Yeah. He has
Um,
he has the big old people eyebrows, and his eyes are kind of drooped shut.
hmm. Been around here a while. In that case, you probably know a lot about this place, huh? Anything interesting? You lived here a long time? Or is just now the only time there's been interesting stuff happening around here?
Uh,
Right. Good to know. I'll just kind of like, okay, this is not useful.
yeah. All right. So you guys get all of your shopping done. You go back. Coda, did you go back to your room, or are you just sort of got all the paper spread out on one of the tables at downstairs, or?
Oh yeah, no, I just sprawled them over the table.
All right. So it probably takes them about 20 minutes. Actually, honestly, probably only about 15 minutes before Lapis and Oscar come back. But Reese, it'll be a little longer. Reese, why don't you give me an intellect roll? Intelligence? Is it intellect? Intelligence? I forget what it's called.
It's intellect. Yeah, I can give you a roll.
This is for your cooking, so if you have any skills that might apply to that.
I have nothing for that.
Just a straight roll. Okay. Yeah. It'll take you a little while, but you're working on stuff prepared.
Hmm?
So Coda, you see them walk in, and you've spread out everything and read through it a little bit, mostly just read through some of it. And the main thing you're getting is, you think grist, maybe, is what STL refers to. This word STL keeps showing up. And it's like, STL is encased within the crystal. We're trying to figure out how to awaken the STL. And there's kind of a bunch of notes that way. It doesn't seem to be signed, in any ways. But I mean, it's all handwritten. So if you got another handwriting sample from someone, be able to compare them to that.
Understood. I see him walk back in, kind of like hits the table a little bit. I found out basically nothing.
Hey, me too.
There's a word that pops up, Estiel, just don't let it leave your mind. Something about that's important. I can't figure out what.
Great. Great. This is a great morning. Well, at least Reese is going to be able to make food. Is that what he's doing? And she kind of looks over at Oscar.
Yeah, you guys like both look out the window and you see Reese is like started a fire in like the middle of town square and is using it to cook some food.
And just real like
last
just carelessly, like having fun, like you can see him like kind of like tapping his foot or like walking around and pacing, just being like really just absent-minded about it.
I'm just curious. Electricity's a thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. It's like 1920s. Like people had like electricity, and rich people had like stoves. Even.
Right.
Okay,
Well,
cool.
stoves were probably.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
This is more authentic cooking.
Cody gives a weird look, but kind of like smiles.
Yeah, and I'm not necessarily certain that this town would have electricity, but there are the bigger towns.
Okay. So I don't know how long he'll be trying to make lunch, whatever. I guess do we want to go interview the old people? Like, is that are we trying to just ask about her? Like, I don't.
There's
I can
got to
talk
be
to him.
somebody in this town who is loose-lipped.
At the very least, we can ask about the manor. I mean, I don't know if anybody knows anything about the girl, but the house has been around, right?
Right.
So, I don't know where else these notes would take us. I can keep reading them, and maybe I'll catch something that I missed, but I don't expect that I will. The handwriting's pretty distinct. Maybe if I see someone's handwriting something, I could pinpoint who it is, but I don't know how we're gonna do that inconspicuously. So, I think these notes is as far as we're gonna get in terms of helping us figure out things. Unless we go talk to the sheriff, of course. Okay.
I mean, honestly, we could. She's one person.
Yeah. And if we're quick enough, we can do it by the time Reese finishes cooking. So.
Yeah, she might have, I don't know, a couple or three others with her. Well, in town this small, it might just be her. But gotta always plan for the extra. You know what? Never mind.
I think at this point is when Reese kind of walks in with some rudimentary breakfast food.
Just, yeah, I'm gonna walk in and kind of present it, and just like I've already have it like portioned out onto like smaller metal plates, so I'm handing everyone a metal plate and some like rudimentary cutlery that you would get in a camping set, and then I'm gonna make my way up to visit Harold and Chris and give them their food, and just kind of like wave them as like enjoy.
Hey, appreciate it.
Anytime. Well, maybe not anytime. It's a rather expensive luxury, but for today,
I'll hold
a
you to your
very
word.
pleasant luxury.
Yeah.
Oh dear God.
It's got like some. I mean, you were able to get like some bacon.
Maybe some eggs.
Yeah, some eggs. They definitely have eggs.
Maybe a side of hash.
Yeah.
Hash might be a little bit on the burnt side, but
Right.
like it's
You would have
still
had
like
to. You would
mostly
have.
decent.
You would have been able to buy like potatoes however you
Yeah.
want to interpret.
Yeah, so like a rudimentary like hash brown thing. It's not like a hash brown puck, but like
Yeah.
some rudimentary hash browns.
So as you guys eat it, everyone probably thinks it needed some salt that Reese did not put on it, but other than that, like it's edible for sure.
If they still have that butter out, I just go grab it. Just take it.
Yeah, that helps. Definitely with like the hash browns. And yeah, Reese, you're able to drop it off, and they nod graciously.
Oh, and if you're in need of anything else, just let me know, and then I'll make my way downstairs.
Okay. Yeah, you join the rest of them.
And then when I get to my plate and I set it down, I just start slathering a fuck ton of hot sauce. If I have that.
There's not really a hot sauce to you.
Damn it! Damn it!
Not in a
Next-
place like this. If you had bought it before, then sure, but
Next character.
It's not on my character sheet, but if I'm allowed to have it, I'll do it. Yeah.
I mean, hot sauce
Note
exists.
to self.
You're able to buy it, just not here.
Note to self. Next time we stop off anywhere, buy some hot sauce. All right. Well, I'll be getting you my food and just catch him. Like, so what happened?
We're either gonna go ask people, like maybe old people, I don't know, if they know anything about the mansion, the spooky place, or we're just gonna talk to the sheriff and try to maintain that we haven't gone in there yet, but also try to see if we can get information.
That sounds hard. What about the reading you were doing? How did that go?
Yeah, there's a word, Estiel. Keep it in your mind, but that's all I can get. I guess if I had more time, maybe, but I doubt it. It's just
Yeah, that's what I got last time.
that's all that's there.
Yeah.
Maybe if we can make it to the sheriffs, maybe they'll have old newspapers or something we can look through, and I could see if maybe those words pop up in there. But
yeah, that'd do it.
That's as far as we've got. I guess I'll let everybody finish up here and stop yammering your ear off for about 2 seconds. And I'm done.
I'll note that I also have a method of getting people to tell me what I need. It just involves burning bridges pretty harshly.
That would be rather unfortunate, but I mean, you can. I don't mean you should, but I mean you can.
It's a last resort thing.
Perfect. Yeah, as long as it's that.
Yeah, we can do it before we leave town, but looks like we're sticking around for a bit, so I guess we'll use your method. And she turns to Reese and kind of like squints a bit, thinking about how you've been handling Chris recently, and is like, I don't know if I like that method either.
Reese is just kind of like a little slightly oblivious. It's like, it's there's many ways to go about things. It's whatever. And continue eating his breakfast.
Alright, so it looks like you guys are wanting to gather information, either through speaking to residents or by approaching the sheriff. Is that correct?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yep.
Okay. Why don't we do a preemptive? I think this might be a good time to ask for your guys' perception rolls. That one, so that you don't know that something's happening. So like low key, who else while playing Baldur's Gate think the pop up with the perception roll is just the most ridiculous thing ever, because it is the exact same as the DM saying something's here, and it says failed, and you're like, Well, I guess I just missed the something that's here, but I still know it's
Mhm.
here.
So let me walk around again.
Yeah.
Anyways, to avoid that situation, yeah, they're just intellect rolls if you don't have any skills related to it. You have a minor effect, Oscar. Do you have anything you might want to do for that? Is there something? I'd let you keep an extra eye out for something in particular if there's something you're watching for.
Give me a sec to think.
Yeah. All right. So, Reese got a 6, or is being a 6. Coda is not paying attention. What does that look like, Coda?
It looks very much like you're the person that gets kind of distracted of like squirrel, basically.
Okay. Yeah. All right. And then Oscar's keeping. I mean,
I'm
Lapis
looking
is
out.
vigilant too.
Oh,
But-
neat.
Well, Lapis
Um,
is pretty vigilant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oscar, what in particular?
Just anybody who's watching us in particular. Just
Okay.
if somebody's like trailing us, or paying more attention to us.
Yeah. All right.
So, what are the notable places in town besides the general store and this inn? Are there any?
Not really.
I know there's the
I mean,
yeah. I was gonna say there's the sheriff's
there's
whatever and the
Yep.
mayor's.
Yep. And then there's the
house.
trading outpost.
Gotcha.
But kind of like you'll find those in most towns.
Yeah.
Notable at the trading outpost, you guys could also go there to buy some. I think I decided it was called Manasite.
What?
Manasite. That's the thing you guys can use to make new ciphers.
Mm.
MANASIGHT. Or gotcha.
Yeah, like how most minerals spell site, I believe.
Ooh.
What happens if we try to have more than what we can hold? Do we die? Like, is that
Yep, you explode.
okay? Cool. Good to know.
No. So remember how we decided? Let's review this. Actually, perfect time to. In our world, the way you make ciphers is there is this mineral referred to as manasite. It is kind of this dull white rock substance. It's somewhere between a rock and like a crystal. I have like an image in my mind, and I'm sure that of like a real mineral that it is similar to.
Sounds a lot like moonstone.
Sure, it might be that.
Fair enough.
But there's like a real mineral that I think it's similar to, and I could try to Google it, but I'm not going to right now. So it looks like that. And what happens is when you kill a monster, you have a choice. You can either harvest it for parts, or you absorb the magic into manasite right after it dies. And when you do that, the parts become invaluable. Like they become worthless. However, once you store enough mana or enough magic from them, it can then be refined into a cipher.
Okay. So is this more of each individual monster has its own like mana site that we take, or do we have like
No, so
a
there's
rock
like
that
a
that
general
charges?
one that absorbs it all.
But yeah.
But the stronger the monster is, the less of them you need to kill to fill one.
Okay. Do we currently have any, or is that something we'd have to buy?
You would have to buy it. They're not too terribly expensive. Probably right about 15 cash a piece right now, for enough for you to make one. They're pretty sizable chunks. I'd imagine them to be about the size, like you would hold it with. You could hold it in one hand, but it's not like you'd be holding anything else with that one hand.
Okay.
And I put a picture in chat with the moonstone.
Not exactly like that.
More crystally looking.
Yeah,
Ooh, maybe.
but don't worry too much about it. You don't have to worry too much about it right
We'll
this
get
moment.
If it doesn't match my imagination perfectly.
I mean, you can picture it, right? Well, that's the thing, right? You guys can picture it however you want. This is like a book.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna go. If I can, I'm gonna pick one up.
Yeah,
You said
yeah. The
15?
trading the trading posts have them. They're 15 cash for the standard size one. Um, I'll hash out more specific rules for them later, maybe. I'll say I'll do it and then I won't. That's more likely what's gonna happen. But yeah. For now, once you do it, and then it's kind of if you're just getting, there are ways to have higher probabilities of getting certain ciphers out of them. Like if you only collect from a certain monster. Otherwise, if you're just collecting random ones, it's kind of random what they're refined into.
Mm.
So the idea is that you are guaranteed a decent amount of money from selling parts, so it's more valuable to do that. Whereas you can get a cipher that just does something that's kind of utterly useless.
Does it like suck the energy out of the parts, or does it like suck the parts in?
No, it sucks the energy out of them, and then they just become brittle and
Dusty.
yeah,
Okay, gotcha.
unusable for
Thanos
making
snap
stuff.
state.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't dissolve, right? But it becomes brittle and unusable for crafting with.
Gotcha.
It fundamentally changes property of like the blood if the blood is used, whatever, right?
Neat.
Whatever it does is it just makes it useless. It's meant to be a choice that you guys make. Something we talked about in character creation
Yep.
or world
Yep.
creation.
Mhm.
So, yeah, anyone who wants to can buy a chunk or two of that.
Do we know how expensive that would be?
15 cash for just. They're not too terribly expensive.
Okay. And how many would we need to fuel in order to get a new cipher?
One. That's the unit
one?
for getting a cipher. Yep.
Oh, and we just find a monster part and then suck up the energy and poof,
No,
now
no.
it's a
So
new cipher?
you do it when you kill it. You decide when you kill it. After a little while, it becomes unobtainable.
I see. Okay.
Otherwise, you could just run around and depower the stuff that's made from monster parts,
Okay.
like Julia's
How many-
weapons.
And how many single actions of that come in a trunk? Oh, it's just a chunk. Chunk, not trunk. Chunk.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
chunk.
Yeah.
I will pick up. I'll pick up a chunk. Yeah, I'll pick up a chunk.
Yeah, so put it on your character sheet. I might make a handout for them later for you guys to track them on a handout. But just put them on a character sheet, and then when you kill a monster, I'll tell you how many units of power you get from it.
Okay.
And then we'll say you need 10 units of. There's probably an actual measurement for it, but 10 units of magical power. Joules? 10 joules of magical power? I don't know.
Love it.
So you'll need an amount of that, and once you fill it up, you'll be able to take it to. You probably couldn't do it at this outpost; they'd have to send it somewhere else. But a lot of these trading outposts will have a person who can refine it within a couple days.
And so I want to pick up 2 of these, and so could I use like different monsters on each and kind of build them both up?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yep, and it's not like they just magically turn into ciphers once they're full. We decided there's a refinement process to it. So that will help not reach your cipher limits when you don't want to. So
Wish I had not.
yeah, so you guys go pick up those. No problem. You probably buy, like if Julia's buying 2 and everyone else is buying 1, probably buy out their stock that they have at this town. So those are gone now for them. They'll get resupplied eventually, but a small place like this, they keep some on hand for Venators passing through. They don't keep a ton on hand. Yeah, you guys have that. And yeah, basically what will happen is when you finish a fight, you guys will decide what you're doing. And we can, even though it has to be done rather quickly, we could manage it regardless. We have the time stop and you guys can discuss and decide. I'm not going to rush you on it. That seems like an asshole thing to do.
All right. Well, are we talking to the sheriff first?
I vote yes.
That's one.
Going right into the frying pan or out of the. Sure.
That's two.
You know what? I can't word, so I'm just gonna agree.
What's important is that you're trying.
Happens when you get older.
Lame. All right. Let's go talk to Clarissa, and please, anyone else talk to her but me. I have the wonderful tendency. I love talking to people. Don't ever get that wrong. But if we're trying to not get slapped at the end of this conversation, someone else should do it. And I'll just ask her if she has any newspapers.
What exactly does that mean?
It just means you know what? I'll talk to her and you'll find out.
I'm not sure if I want to.
I don't think you would. That's all right. It's okay.
I understand. So what angle do we want to go? Do we want to be like, hey, we found a weird thing out in a field by a rock, but we happened to see the mansion and we saw a weird magic thing through the fence and we didn't actually go. Like, I mean, come on. Sounds anything we could go with. What's the best?
Well, I'm not always for violent solutions, but there would be four of us against one of her, and we can just simply ask her why the hell Chris was doing in a crystal down there.
No, that's
No?
not gonna. I'm not a smart person, but even I know that's a little dumb.
I'm just saying that most often honesty is the best policy.
No, yeah, I'm with
Sure.
Lapis there. That is pretty stupid. We would need to go to the mayor first, claim the reward, then do that.
Oh, then let's do that.
If you burn bridges, make sure you cross them first.
I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
so- The manor had new chains, right? Can't we just go up to her and be like, "What the fuck, man?" Right?
The what had new chains?
It did.
The manor, it had like new shiny ass chains. So we saw
Right.
magical shit, went to investigate, couldn't get in, and we can just ask her, "What the fuck?"
Do we have permission to go in? I think regardless, maybe we should just claim the reward first. Like try to do
Sure.
that.
yes.
Because
Yes.
he might pull her in anyway, be like, oh, I'm going to have her investigate. And then if she agrees, then I'll give you the reward. So maybe if we can, get it first, trick him into, I don't know.
Sure. He's bound to have some newspapers,
Sure.
right?
Look, I have what I know what my methods would be, but sometimes I'm not sure if you all want to like follow that or not. So I try to be open ended with this, but I know what I would want to do.
I just mean, isn't there a middle ground between you and Mr. Let's tell the whole world everything we know?
That's what I'm looking for. I'm just also looking for, avoiding as many downsides as possible. Because if we talk to her and then she says, "Oh, you broke into my secret magic, whatever," and we fight and we end up, killing her, knocking her out, or whatever, I'm not sure that we would be able to just go and be like, "Hey, we want our money now," like, right?
Well, then money first, sheriff second. Sounds good.
Sure.
All right, real quick, I wanna actually bring up something because James actually brought up a good point accidentally. Sure. So when you guys are fighting humanoid people, this may have been brought up before, but whatever. I'm gonna bring it up again. When you guys are fighting humanoid people, you get to decide how the fight ends. This isn't D&D where you have to try to do non-lethal damage, and it's a giant pain in the ass to not kill people. You can just say we don't kill them.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
So when you're fighting, I'm gonna assume you're gonna kill the monsters because they're monsters and they're meant to be. That's what they're there for. But for the not monsters, and maybe some of the monsters, depending on how it goes, you guys can decide to just at the end of the fight is them surrendering to you. instead of you shooting them in the back of the head.
I like it.
All right, so it sounds like you want to go to the mayor's place. That's pretty easy to get to. You guys know where it is. Tavern you're staying at.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Do you have an
Yeah.
alternative plan,
Nope.
Lapis?
Oh, not talking
Oh.
to me.
No, I'm not the thinking person.
Fair enough. All right, let's go.
All right.
Okay, yeah, pretty easily. You're able to walk into town and get to the sheriff's office. Or not sheriff's office. Wow, that's not quite yet. Get to the mayor's office. The town hall. The town hall. You guys have went in there before. It seems to also double as the mayor's office here. So you go in and there's some signs pointing into. It doesn't seem to have a secretary or anything. Go up to the door and knock. Yeah, and he'll just kind of through the door. You'll just hear him kind of go, "Oh, come in."
Got good news for you.
Oh, that's excellent to hear.
Come
What
inside.
exactly? Yeah. He said come in.
Right, yeah. So we found what we think might have been the source of your problem, and it seems to be dealt with. That's the good news.
He'll sort of nod. All right. Well, I guess could you? I mean, I'd love to just take your word on it, but
Right. No, it was nestled in a bit of rocks. We had to go searching for it around east, west, random, whatever direction is
sure,
appropriate.
Yeah.
Found this big crystal nestled there. There was this big statue thing that was guarding it. Managed to deal with it and shattered that crystal, which gave me a mighty sickness. So I think that was probably the source of what was going on.
All right. Cool. I'm gonna need you to roll intellect. This is a deception roll, so if you have any skills that help with that.
Yes, I'm going to use my demeanor of command, which I think I'm supposed to use beforehand, but I didn't know that till just reading it now. But it costs me 1 from my edge. And it gives me essentially just gives me a free effort on a persuasion task. Specifically persuasion. Maybe that doesn't apply.
Me. Let's read.
It says you gain a free level of effort that can be applied to 1 persuasion task you attempt during this period. That's like the important part. The other part is like, oh, if you're about to go into combat, you can try and stop that. If you don't think it applies, I'll just use effort.
I think it does, because I think the idea behind this one is you're just speaking from a point of confidence, and that can help with deception, in my opinion. Right, just speaking confidently.
Okay.
Makes you more believable.
That's what I was like going into it with. And then I'm like,
that's how
mechanics.
the ability reads to me. That doesn't mean I think all persuasion stuff is deception, but I think the intention of this one, I read at. Or flavor-wise, it makes sense to me. It does anyways. And let that be a lesson to everyone who runs tabletop RPGs. If you decide that you want it to work that way, it does.
I'll do my roll.
Okay. Interesting.
Only beats nothing. Beats nothing.
It beats difficulty. It beats difficulty 1.
Well, you can spend an XP to
I'm
reroll.
gonna spend 1 single XP. I'm not gonna spend any more. So whatever this is, it is.
Okay. that is quite a bit better. Okay, that's total difficult. Okay, all right, I get what it's trying to say now. All right, yeah. So you say that, and he kind of nods, and he goes, "Look, well, I guess we'll send someone to check it out, check out that area, make sure. It's a difficult thing, you see, with the time passing. Maybe you give me a little more detail about where it is."
Right, right. No, I think it might just be easier to let the sheriff know ourselves, and we can go show her.
He'll nod. All right. Well, that saves me a step.
Right? Sounds good. Anybody else have anything to note?
Yeah, Pops, do you have any newspapers?
He kind of looks at you and he's like, "Oh, I think we keep some of the old ones. We don't keep them too far back."
Can I take a look?
Yeah, sure.
Thanks, sir.
Yeah,
Where are they?
he'll take you to a room. There's like probably a month's worth of newspapers there, tied up in a bundle.
I'll untie the bundle and look through it, knowing my heart's gonna be disappointed.
Yeah, well, you probably fairly quickly realize that this might not be the most fruitful endeavor, as the newspaper is literally like one page. One of the big newspaper pages folded up, right? So you like unfold it and fold it, and there's not like multiple in there. There's very little information. It seems like they only publish it once a week.
Okay. Gotcha. So they're just 4 pages of paper.
Yeah, they're like 4 little things of paper.
Thank you kindly, sir.
Yeah, a lot of it's farming information. It's almost like an almanac that's published weekly. Occasionally events are talked about and things like that, but there was recently a dance held in the hall.
Dancing. A little shudder comes over him.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I think I'm good here, guys. We can go talk to the sheriff.
Anybody else? We want to move.
I'm good.
Same.
All right, let's head out. See you later, sir.
We'll just sort of guys.
Toodaloo.
As soon as we're outside, like, well, I tried. Let's just go have our chat.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, you get the sense that everything pans out. He'll happily pay you guys, but he is something of a responsible adult.
I've come across a lot of mayors who are really corrupt and didn't care. So I was kind of hoping, but let's just go.
Yeah. He didn't try to bribe him, so who knows if he's corrupt. All right.
That's true. But the bribe. Wait. Bribe him to give us money? Wouldn't that just be?
Well, the money's not his money,
I guess, yeah.
right? Like it's the town's money. Anyways, you guys go ahead and head to the sheriff's office. As you're doing so, Oscar and Lapis, you definitely notice there is someone following you.
All right, I turn around. Can I see them?
You don't see them standing out in the center of the road just following you. They're being about it, but you know where they probably are.
Does someone want to stop me before I do this?
I pictured in my head me like turning you and being like, all right, so how do you want to deal with that? And like I'm like not looking at first, and then you're just turned around and stopped. I'm like, oh,
I don't know if
shit.
she stopped or she's just pulling her sword off her back and walking towards the alley that they probably ducked into.
But for the sake of the party, as a player, I'll give you like a second if you want to stop me before I do this.
Nah, Reese is kind of clueless, so this is just gonna happen.
If you want to deal with it that way, he's fine with that.
I'm okay.
Yeah, Coda straight up doesn't even notice you guys have stopped and turned away.
Just whistling a little tune or something. I don't know.
You have your flute out playing it.
Ooh, yes. Yes, I do.
Yeah, so I just march right up to the guy.
Yeah, so you think they've probably ducked behind this into this little alleyway, and go up into it, and you can see them plainly standing there. They're trying to look like they're maybe just once they notice you, they they kind of quickly pull out like cigarettes and light them, like they're on like a smoke break or something, and they're trying to look nonchalant.
I put my sword right up to his neck.
All right, so Oscar, do you follow Lapis?
Yeah, I've been following her with my hand. Like my gun is like not drawn, but my hand's there, like
Right.
on the handle.
Reese, what about you?
I'm following and I'm just kind of watching what happens. Like, oh, this is happening now. Oh, kind of just like surprised. Like, oh, okay. I'm gonna kind of watch how this plays out, and then if things comes to blows, I'm gonna try to like lean Lapis up and be like, maybe not now. Maybe don't kill him. He has information.
Yeah. All right. So you put your sword up to him, and he's gonna. You pull your sword out, and you're walking up towards him, and he's gonna pull out a gun. And say,
I draw.
Yeah. And there's another guy with him. There are two guys there. They're like, all right, hold on now. I don't think you want to do this. I don't think you understand this situation.
You are following us, right? So I think I understand the situation.
Like, I don't think you know who we are. And he kind of pulls. He's wearing a vest, and he kind of pulls out the flap of his vest, and you can see a deputy star on the inside of his vest.
Are there like other people around? At all?
I mean, at this point in time, there's not many people walking around the town, and a lot of people are staying home because of the attacks, which we talked about earlier when you guys first arrived here.
Right.
So it's not that you've seen nobody, but not very many.
I'm not gonna let go of my sword, but it's kind of just gonna fall to my side. She looks pretty disappointed. So you're just following us for shits and giggles? You have nothing better to do with your time?
We're following you for the protection of our citizens.
What makes you
Dude,
think
you
we're there at
literally-
harm? Sorry, I
Right.
thought just Reese would
Uh,
interject himself into that. Be like, what's going on?
Sure. Yeah. And like you're strangers here. Y'all are other folk. Yeah. Just want to make sure you don't mean us no harm. We don't expect you to, but if you do, I'm sure you can understand. And he'll kind of like when he says that, he'll look at Oscar. Like Oscar should be the one, because you're older. Understanding what he's talking about.
Right. I'm like, yep, I understand. Fully, loud and clear.
And you're not getting, just to be clear, you're not getting the sense that they're being like.
I know.
Yeah.
Or I'll say we understand.
I
know he's not like, yeah.
Because the sheriff is clearly magic touched, so. So they're kind of looking over. So I mean, let's talk about what you guys want to get out of this. Maybe we can help use that to direct us to what rules we make. So, what do you guys want? Question.
Have I stopped playing my flute yet?
I mean, I think at this point you like look around, and we get like that thing where Coda like looks to his left and then looks to his right and then turns behind him and sees the group's probably like a solid 50 feet back in front of this alleyway, and you only see Reese at this point because I imagine like Lapis and Oscar went in to obscure themselves from street view, thinking that this could go badly.
Mhm.
But Reese is like kind of like, oh, what is even? Oh, this is what's happening.
Yeah. He's probably like hanging on to like some like corner of a building. He's like, oh, we'll
So,
see how this goes.
so you see that, Coda.
Does Reese have any sort of like sense of hurriedness about him right now? Is he in a rush? Am I pulling out my gun and running toward him? Like, what's going on?
You don't have a gun, do you?
I do.
Oh, I didn't know you had a gun.
You definitely suggested I had one. I have 50 bullets, in fact, and you made sure I put it on my equipment sheet.
Yeah. I forgot. You've never used it. You've always used your walking stick.
That's very fair. All right, I will. I guess just run back with my stick in hand, looking like I'm about to do something.
All right. So yeah, Coda's running back. What are you guys doing? Like, what is it again? We can sort of above the table this, right? We can
Yeah.
figure out what you guys want to do, and then we can direct that through character interactions, right? I don't want to like skip the character interaction part. I just want to get the direction first.
I kind of want to go first and see if I can try to diffuse tension so that any type of persuasion or anything else like that, like either just diffuse the situation so that someone can do more persuasion, or I want to basically position myself as the good cop and then let Oscar and Lapis be the bad cop.
Okay. All right. So right now you want to calm tensions. That's what Alec would like to do.
That.
Yeah. What would James like to do?
I wanted to take them down without killing them or without causing too much of a commotion.
Right, so you want to start a fight?
So what I wanted to do was, essentially, but I wanted to use my terrifying presence to immobilize one of them and kind of like key in to Lapis to go like just knock the other one out.
All right.
Or everybody else.
So Julia, if James had not said that, what do you?
Well, at this point, she's kind of gotten what she wanted, so she's just waiting.
Okay, but how would you like this scene to progress forward?
I mean, if anything, she would be like, well, let's just go to the sheriff together. This is fucking stupid. So she just doesn't think much of it all.
Okay, so you're more inclined to have a conversation?
Yeah.
Okay, and what you would like out of the conversation is to convince them to just take you to the sheriff?
Yeah, and chill the fuck out.
Alright. So I think, Oscar, you can kind of like momentarily key in that Lapis has relaxed herself from fighting position. She's maybe even sheathing her sword. You can tell that she's not prepared to go into a fight. Does that change what you would like to do?
Yeah. I'll holster my gun, but keep my hand on the handle again.
All right. So, Reese, you're gonna try to just calm down tensions and be like, "Oh, how exactly did you want to go about that?" So now let's go into in character. So what do you say now to calm down the situation? You can see Coda out of the corner of your eye, like running towards you guys with his stick pulled out. I don't know. I imagine for some reason it's like raised above his head.
Oh, 100%. Like he's trying to just clobber somebody.
Yeah. Like, like a 4-year-old running at you with like a toilet paper roll, or like a not toilet paper, wrapping paper roll.
Yes.
Damn. I suppose he's just gonna try to. Oh, what would Reese say? Now I imagine there is a rational explanation for this, and I'm certain that we can come to terms with how we would like to go about this. There's no reason why we can't settle this amicably. I mean, you can understandably see how my companion here would be frustrated that someone is following them without, maybe announcing their presence or maybe stating, like, oh, we may have some issues. Like being honest, having communication. This is a failure of communication. There's a breakdown in communication, and we're now presented an opportunity to rectify that. So how about we go about doing that? Our intentions actually were to go and visit the sheriff here shortly. If you wouldn't mind coming along, we can go about doing that. You're doing your job. We're going about our task. It works swimmingly. And so something along the lines of that.
Yeah, okay. So why don't you go ahead and give me an intellect roll? I believe you have pleasant social interactions, and I think this will
Yep.
tentatively apply here.
Alright.
You're trying to turn it into a pleasant social interaction. Let's say that.
I would like to spin an experience point to re-roll that.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Oof. And I get decked in the face. Okay, let's try that again. There we go.
Much better. Much better. Yeah, they seem to relax. They're like, all right. Well, I suppose one could see how one could get irritated by that. And they kind of look over you guys, and they're like, "Look, we're just doing our jobs here. We don't need any violence. This town's had enough of it lately." So yeah, I mean, like, what do you guys want to do? They seem in maybe not 100% ready to give in to what you want, but they're willing to hear you out a little bit more, and you can probably convince them to do something. Because that first roll was more to make it so a fight doesn't break out right this second.
Look, man, I just put my weapon away. Put yours away.
Yeah, they've lowered their
Go.
weapons at this point. Like they're kind of how Oscar was before. They've holstered them, but their hands are nearby. And at this point, like, Kovida, you run, like, go around the corner. You see, like, Lapis standing there, her sword's put away. Oscar doesn't have his gun pulled out. And are you screaming? Are you just, like, running?
Yeah. I was thinking about that, and I think I kind of jump around the corner. I'm like, just like some sort of scream.
Okay, yeah. And they look at you like, what's your friend doing there?
All right, we're good here. Just had to make sure you guys weren't some ruffians.
He's well intentioned. He's just he was worried for our safety. Don't pay too much attention to him. No one really does.
All right then. Well, look here. We've been assigned to keep an eye on you, and I suppose there's no harm in us just doing it regular like. That's what you prefer.
Wait,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, let's just go take a trip down to the sheriff's office and see what she thinks about all this.
Yeah, let's just walk right in.
Yeah, and I mean, like, Lapis and Oscar, they quickly share a look at each other. Feel like, let's just go to the sheriff's office. And they're like, all right then. We'll accompany you there.
Please do.
All right, yeah. Is there anything else you guys want to do before we start moving forward?
No, I'm good.
Okay. All right, anyone else? Speak now or deal with the consequences later, I guess? I don't know.
I guess I got what I wanted, so I'm gonna roll with it.
Oscar's just like shooting dirty looks at the party members, like, God damn it, I had the way I wanted to do this and you didn't follow. I, as a player, don't care, but
Right.
Oscar's pissed.
Oscar's grumpy. It's okay. Just give him like some He probably just doesn't have enough fiber or something. Yeah, so they'll follow you guys as you make your way to the sheriff's office, and feed you in. And one of us will like, all right, wait, we'll check and see if Clarissa's free, willing to see you. Kind of like walk off. The woman before, the one with the sort of horns and reddish skin, comes out. Like, now, what do y'all want here?
Coda kind of looks to the left and then to the right to see if someone's gonna talk or if he's gonna do it because she's a very scary lady.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a look at Oscar and see, like, kind of like, you want me to do this? You want to do this?
I was gonna start talking, but I wanted to give people a second.
I'm gonna let him talk.
Look, so we may or may not have done some investigating around, and we have a few questions about the area. You may know what I'm talking about. You may have an idea, seeing as some fresh chains that were placed, seeing as some odd things that were happening, some odd sights. Not sure if you know exactly what I mean. I'm just trying to make it as uncomfortable as possible
Sure, yeah.
for
Okay,
her to see
so-
what her reaction is.
Yeah. You can make an intellect roll. I think you have an inability in empathy, don't you?
In empathy, I'm not trying to empathize her.
Right, but
I'm
empathy
just
is how
trying-
you understand other reactions, right?
Oh, like judging.
Yeah.
It's less that I'm okay. Here I actually wasn't trying to do like an insight. I'm more trying to just press her and make her stressed out.
Okay.
I don't know if that even requires a roll. That's the vibe I'm going for.
Well, yeah. I mean, we can resolve it with a roll if you want to. Like, instead of you having to come up with ways to do it, we can resolve it with a
Right.
and I got the
Trying-
general gist of the approach with what you said. So
Yeah, I'm trying to cause her emotional pain, perhaps.
all right.
So just do an intellect.
Yeah, intellect. If you have like an intimidation or something like that.
I do once I've caused her emotional pain.
All right, just an intellect then.
Oh damn.
All right, you got a major effect. Is there anything you have like an idea of what you want that major effect to be?
Yes. I'm trying to like dance around the subject and like be like, oh, maybe I do know about what you're doing, maybe I don't. I'm trying to make it, like I said, just as uncomfortable as possible and make her uncomfortable and like confused.
Yeah, you get a reaction out of her. You're kind of like going about this. He goes, "What did you dumb sons of bitches do?"
All right, look.
And she did like you say that, and she gets up and she grips your. You wear like a coat, right?
Yeah.
She grips it and like you feel strength behind it.
Yeah.
No, you look here. What did you dumb sons of bitches do? I am not gonna ask again.
Hand on my gun again. I'm just gonna be like, well, tell you what. If you give us more than that reward, we can just leave and leave everything as it is. We don't have to talk about this ever again. Sounds like a pretty sweet deal to me. I'd say 600 cash maybe would set it all straight.
Okay, I need you to make a might roll.
Oh, okay.
Oh boy, we're killing everybody in the town now.
All right. I'm very bad at these, as it would turn out.
Oh,
Yeah, I guess I leave it.
Yeah, she just pushes you to the ground. Like she just grips you up and just kind of like pushes you over, and you land on your ass. And she turns to her two companions, and she goes, Willie, Mike, we got a problem. You two need to get out of here." And she kind of like gestures them. They kind of look at each other and they're like, "Okay," and they leave.
I don't think that's a good idea. Now, I think we again can have this resolved amicably,
She
and then
looks
I'm
at you.
going.
She gives you a glare, that tells you to shut up. Like it is piercing and cold. You don't get the sense that she. So why don't you go ahead and give me an intellect roll?
I can do that.
Yeah, advancing the plot. I'm like, hey, my idea sounds great. Don't worry about the execution.
So even with that, she's not trying much to hide it. You don't get the sense that she's about to harm you. You get the sense that she's asking them to leave because they should not hear what she's about to tell you.
Ah. Oh yeah, I should have been like, oh, okay.
Yeah. So they kind
I
of like
misread the situation. I apologize. That is on my behalf.
she is very angry. I will say that, like, but it's more like the irritation, like you just done fucked something up pretty hard for her,
Mhm.
and less of like an angry of I'm now gonna have to murder every single one of you.
Like maybe she almost punched me, but then she just shoved me.
Yeah.
I'm
Gotcha.
gonna pick Oscar back up. I'm gonna help Oscar up to his feet.
Yeah, I'll also slowly get up, accept the help, like brush myself off, be like, you might want to avoid doing that in the future if you want to, you know, keep some lips sealed.
She kind of like looks at you. She's like, "Oh, you. Oh, why I hate Venatoas. They're all arrogant assholes."
You're not wrong.
Uh, all right, I'll only see this going one way. You're gonna have to help me now.
What?
That's not exactly what I just outlined, but
She's
do
like,
tell.
yeah, she's like, I wasn't really asking. And she kind of goes, and she kind of she grabs her holster, which has a couple guns in it. She puts it on, and she puts on a big coat. Grabs like a cowboy hat, puts it on. And she goes, "You put some people I care dearly about in danger. I know that you didn't necessarily mean to do it on purpose, but you did. So," and she looks at you. "Tell you something.
Please do.
You went to that manor like I suspect you did. There were some people hired to keep me in line about that place. Make sure people like you didn't go there." And she goes, "These people, they and she does like the swallow, right? Like the hard swallow. They they have my daughter."
Ah.
I'm gonna ask her, "What's your daughter look like?"
Not like Chris, and she's also not old enough to have a daughter as old as Chris.
My bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
You wouldn't ask that question. Like Reese probably understands that. She looks like she's probably in her 30s. Her daughter's maybe at most 10, maybe like 12. Still a kid.
Oh. Then Reese's whole perspective is like, "Oh yeah, I'm totally gonna help you save your daughter now because we've done fucked up. My apologies." It's kind of like can't like read her eyes, like, "Oh shit, we done fucked up."
Yeah. And she'll kind of look like it over you guys and be like, "Well, I think I know where they are. I've been having my boys looking, and We have the location narrowed down. Hopefully, one of you can finish putting the pieces together. We're gonna go there and we're gonna take care of this problem now, before they find out what you.
So, just to clarify, who's they and why should we care beyond, what you've outlined?
Well, you know what? They didn't really tell me as they took my daughter from me, and sent me a letter with a lock of her hair saying that if I don't do what they say, they'll kill her.
Right.
But it sounds like you've got some of a lead now, right? You said you have people investigating.
They don't know what they're looking into, but I've had them in outskirts of towns. There's some caves. That's likely where they are. They'd want to be close to make sure they can check in on things. So, if they're hiding out anywhere, it must be there.
Why can't things just be simple? It always gets more complicated when there's magic involved. Ugh. God damn it.
Really, dude.
And she'll just kind of like sigh and like, I know you are good intentioned people, maybe. She kind of like looks at Oscar when she says maybe. But we need to get this handled quickly.
All right. Give us just a second. Just gonna, turn around just like mouth like what the fuck
Right.
like you're and just kind of like whisper like we're just going along with this like
Garrett is just like, sorry. Reese is nodding his head. Is like, I guess we are. I mean, we did just put her daughter's life in danger, and it'd be the right thing to do.
how do you know that? Just
I
like
don't know anything. I'm just going off of it. If it turns out she's trying to betray us, we'll just kill her.
Hoda looks very sharply. Did you say that out loud?
He did just say that out loud. You guys are doing it in like the hush tone. It is like the TV hush tone, where in reality she probably hear everything you're saying, but
Audience has to hear. Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't certainly want to kill her if she has a daughter, but I mean, if she's lying about a daughter, then she's just insulted my intelligence, and that's not very polite and amicable.
This just screams terrible idea all over it, but
That's just kind of us in general, though, when you think about it. Just a bad string of terrible ideas.
sounds like every
Tell
TV
you what.
campaign I've been part of.
Turn around and be like, tell you what, I will agree as long as you make it worth my while some other way. I don't know why, but I feel something for you. Something. Small something. Ugh. Look, let's just go. Come on. Let's
Right.
go.
I think that is a great place for us to take our break for the evening. So we'll be back in about 10 minutes. And yeah. unmuted. All right. Oh, I need to turn the back on, and I need to change the scene back to the other scene. Ah, look at me remembering to do stuff. I'm getting better at that.
Hey, got it.
Yeah. I'm not gonna just leave it on the break screen for the second half of the show like I do half the time. Improvement.
But it's tradition.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. So, we're back, refreshed and ready to help this person, or be betrayed by them and kill them. One of the two is what the party thinks is going to happen. So yeah, she kind of gathers some horses for everyone to use. Um. So yeah, she gathers some horses for everyone to use. Get you guys out there quickly because she thinks this is very urgent and it seems to be in a panic about it. So you guys head off. Did you guys want to do anything while riding out there?
No.
I mean, keep an eye out, but other than that,
All right, perfect. That gives us like a good screen wipe because we went to the commercial break and we come back and we see you guys sort of riding on these horses into this sort of mountainous area nearby the town. You guys sort of saw them in the before. It was probably a bit of a ride, but you know that's what the commercial break's for. Is you guys rode there during then? And she's like, "All right, I have narrowed it down to this area, but I am not 100% sure where they are." And she kind of like looks at you guys. Are any of you good at tracking? Any of you know how to do that?
No.
Well, I mean, if I'm lost, I'm usually good at finding my way back. I could try to see if maybe it could be applicable. Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
But yeah. What are you thinking about a particular ability you have, or?
Find the way. I can apply effort to a navigation task if I don't know the way, or are lost, or attempting to blaze a new route.
Yeah, I think that definitely applies.
Okay. There's the...
You know, that reminds me of a time.
Oh, are we getting one of Oscar's patented stories?
Yeah, I'll use my story thing, my anecdote for navigation and/or tracking.
All right, so tracking.
Tracking.
All right.
How do I add effort again? Is it roll effort?
So
One?
yeah, at the top, I believe, of the character sheet, there should be a spot for you to put effort values.
Okay, and so I have 2 effort.
Oh, you cannot use 2 effort.
Oh, okay.
You're not high enough, not high enough tier for that yet.
Understood. And then, so is that an asset that Oscar gives me? It's been too long.
Oscar gave you training in this skill.
Oh.
For an hour.
Yeah, for an hour.
Well, technically everybody.
Yeah.
Besides me.
Like I said before, I would suggest putting an Oscar antidote skill into your skill list to just use for whatever Oscar gives you.
Fair enough.
So you can just roll off of that.
Boop.
All right. So you have an effort. What's your asset coming from?
It's not. It should be gone.
Okay. So you got your effort and you got your training. And then your effort was free, right?
It is.
All right, cool. So,
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah. Yep.
okay. So you start looking around and you find what you think are some tracks that will lead you to humans, actually. Well, you're not sure humans, but humanoids.
All right, guys. I think I found something.
All right, and I think this is also a good point to refresh those. You're kind of in a new scene now. Let's refresh those perception rolls for everyone.
Oh boy.
Damn.
Oscar's good at perception today. What do you want to use for your major effect?
Push.
Ah, damn. Nice.
Well, 2 people. Reese is on edge in this mountainous area.
Well, a child's involved. I'm instantly like, not okay.
All right. So what do you guys want for your major effects?
Mm.
I guess anything.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just about to say, like, anything that would pertain to a child and their behavior, and to try to get an idea of, like, was there a struggle going on? What's going, like, anything like that. Keep my eye out for, like, any signs of struggle or any signs of the sheriff's missing daughter.
Yeah, I think, with your major effect, what you do is you get the sense that the tracks that code are leading you on absolutely the direction you need. You find some old, small. You find the button that was probably used for the eye of like a stuffed animal.
I pocket the button and I repair it. I was like, I know what I must do. I now must return this button to its rightful place of the teddy bear.
So at this point, you're fairly certain you guys are on the right track. Oscar?
I mean, it could have just been off a shirt or something. You don't know.
I have a sixth sense for when it comes to stuffed animals.
Right, sure you do. I'm going to be watching out for any offshoots of tracks, or maybe any off the path, alternate things people are taking. I don't know.
Sure.
Alternate traffic.
Okay. If you're not really certain, I think I have an idea. For your major effect. These people aren't the only things to walk this trail. You find some tracks for something that is like some sort of monster.
Ah, gotcha.
Probably like some sort of. You're not really sure. At this point, the sun's still up, but it's the sky is starting to get the tinge of red of sunset.
Is it like large footprints?
Yeah, like if you wanted something to compare it to, you think it probably about the size of a mountain cat,
Gotcha.
a mountain lion, or something like that.
Sounds good.
But I will say it seems to have an extra set of leg tracks.
Yeah, I'll just note that to everybody.
Should we be nervous?
What do you think? It's a
Yeah,
giant
probably.
magical
All right.
beast. Of course we should be nervous. Just keep an eye out.
Okay.
Sorry.
Lapis will definitely take out her sword with you pointing that out.
Okay,
I
so you're
didn't
gonna
mean
have
to-
your weapon readied.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, I'll have my rifle out.
Okay.
I'm going to bring out my pistol for once.
You have
Okay.
Yes, even I too have a pistol. It's not great. It's only a 22 caliber revolver and a 9-bullet magazine.
No.
I don't think it's it's not a revolver if it has a magazine.
Well, there's our revolvers that do have 9 shots.
But it's not a magazine.
Yeah, well, it's not a magazine. Sorry, my bad. Not a magazine.
It's like a pepper box.
Yeah. Yeah, I only put that because that's what we were doing character creation. It's like, okay, we'll give it a 9-bullet magazine so you know how many you do before reloading. I'm like, okay.
I thought we talked that it wasn't a revolver though. That's okay.
Oh, it's eh.
Yeah.
Like a Luger.
I'm just picturing Reese with like a yeah. All right, so you guys start heading down the tracks. You're walking through this mountainous way, a path, and leading to what you can see. Probably a cavern. At this point, it's in the distance, but this is what you would guess, based off of the surroundings. what Clarissa has told you guys. And as you're doing so, everyone can get an XP. I'm gonna go ahead and GM intrude.
Great.
But neither Oscar or Reese are caught unawares by this. This giant, sort of stone-colored cat jumps in front of you, and Lapis, I imagine you're in front.
Yep.
Yeah. So this one jumps in front of you, and then you hear a thud, and I'm guessing Reese is maybe towards the back.
Yep.
One also jumps behind you, Reese.
Oh.
And they're these kind of stone gray color fur, and they have 6 legs, and their tail splits into 2 towards the end, and there seems to be spikes on the end of the tail.
Ooh.
Oh, they've got flail tails.
Yeah, almost as if they're flails. So why don't we have everyone go ahead and roll initiative? Pull up the tracker here. Lad. Mountain cats. Lion.
Holy. Good job rolling, guys.
Wow.
Don't disappoint, Reese.
He
I'm
already
trying!
Excuse me. Or oh, you did already roll. Okay. I thought you hadn't rolled yet.
All right, Oscar, what did you get?
19.
Soda?
17.
Reese?
I got a 13.
Lapis?
19.
Harold, so I don't have to re-add them later. Okay, so yeah, for those of you who are unfamiliar, that we're hacking the initiative system a little bit, although it turns out that in this case we aren't, because of how things turned out. We've sort of changed it a little bit so that it flows a little bit more like other tabletop systems. That flow is a little bit easier to understand, which is why we've done so. We're using a turn order, and we're just moving through initiative. If you're familiar with the cipher system or other rules, normally you wouldn't do this, but we felt that this might give combat a little more motion, which would maybe make it more engaging. Why we ultimately end up doing it instead of it being like the players go, then the enemy goes, then the players go, then the enemy goes, like how it's supposed to go. All right, so Lapis, I imagine you guys can decide which order between you and Oscar you want to go. I think you just put Lapis first because
Are we on horses still?
no, once you guys got to the mountainous area, you guys tied off the horses
Hmm.
to some trees. They can't travel through very easily.
Gotcha.
I'm just gonna go first. I feel like it makes more sense of the narrative anyways, if that's okay.
Yeah,
Good.
I mean there's the one in front of you.
Yeah, I'm just going to take a swing at him. And I'm going to use effort to roll.
Right, so you're applying some effort to hit.
So that didn't.
Yeah, so
There
go
we
ahead and
go.
make your attack roll. Alright, that hits, so you do 5 points of damage, is that right?
Yes, I changed something out so the sword gets another damage point.
Okay, so how does that look?
Well, sword was just ready on my side, so it's just like straight in front, whatever I can get.
Alright, so you just swing down at it.
Yep.
You bite into its fur, which is thick and hard. It seems to absorb some of it, but you get a solid hit off, and it hisses at you. All right, Oscar.
I'm gonna fire at that same one.
Okay, then take a shot at it. Applying any effort.
Not now. I'm not rerolling that.
All right. Well, you miss. Your shot goes wide. Knocks onto some of the cliffside, and a little bit of rocks fall. Yoda.
Mhm.
All right. If I can do it in one turn, I'm going to do this. But I don't think I can. Can I take the bagel out of my pocket and throw it to see if I can distract them?
No, I'll let you do that in one turn.
Cool. My intention,
So-
I don't know what I need to do.
So mechanically, what you're doing is you're providing the aid action by distracting it, right?
Okay. Cool. Yeah. That's right.
So which one are you throwing it at, or are you trying to distract? Are you trying to distract the one that is engaged with Reese, or the one that's engaged with Oscar?
We will do the one that is engaged with Reese.
Okay. So I am going to have you make a roll. I guess this would be a speed roll.
Okay.
Alright. Yeah, you toss it, and it seems to be a little bit distracted. So, Reese, you're kind of being aided by this distraction, so it's a little bit easier to hit in this moment.
Oh. Um. Hmm. Well. Let's see. Noticing that it might be a little bit easier to hit. I might just do. Yeah, I'm gonna do a physical onslaught on the mountain rock lion thing.
The one right next to you.
Yep, the one right next to me.
Alright, go ahead. Nice.
And is that yeah.
Yep, so you get +2 damage to that. So, just like with the sword, the physical onslaught doesn't seem to slam into it with the amount of force you'd expect to. Its fur sort of protects it a little bit. But you shoot out. What does this look like? Yeah, why don't you describe what this looks like? Been a
Yeah,
while.
so yeah, it's been a minute. So for this one, what I imagine is well, probably we're gonna go with it's just kind of like a wreath of like feathers kind of consumes him for a second and then shoots out towards the big cat and just various like shallow cuts all across its body.
Yeah, perfect.
Like throwing razor blades, but instead it's feathers.
Yeah, yeah. So you sort of conjure up these. Are they like black? Are they colorful?
They're black.
Yeah. So
They're
these.
like this like opalescent, like almost have like a little bit of a purplish hue, but they're primarily black.
Yeah, cool. So these feathers sort of swirl around you as you do you say words? Do you just sort of concentrate? Do your eyes glow as you tap into your magic powers?
I would say if anything, it's more of like you know when it's a hot day and you're looking out to the distance and you can see like the heat waves. It's kind of like that's all around them.
Okay, yeah. So there's this shimmer, and then from the ground rise these feathers, and they circle around you, and you sort of hold your hand out towards the lion as they shoot in that direction.
Well, probably
Showering.
not from the ground. Probably more like so he has like feathers across his body, so they kind of emanate from there and just
Okay.
slowly come
Yeah,
around.
so they
him.
kind of like
Use them.
flake off of your body.
Yeah.
Cool. Sure. So go pelting the beast, and it yelps in pain. As it strikes at you, Reese. Now that you've done so. So go
Oh
ahead
no,
and give me a speed defense roll.
that's my worst. That's not bad.
No, not bad at all. In fact, enough to not get hit as one of these flails slams right next to you.
Oh dear God.
Alright, the one in front of you, Lapis, is going to go ahead and bite at you, though. It has like those two elongated front fangs. coming from
Ew.
the top of his mouth, almost like a saber-toothed tiger. So, all right. So you spent an effort to defend. I'm not hearing Julia. Oh, Julia disappeared. They reappeared. Still not hearing Julia. Can someone else talk?
Okay.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Now I'm good.
There we go.
Sorry.
No
I
problem.
lost connection for a second.
No problem. You know how we all know how Discord be.
Yeah. So that was not supposed to have the effort, but yeah.
Okay.
So do I take damage?
Yeah. So with a 9, these things bite into you. As they're not really fangs, right? Well, teeth, tusk things. I don't know. They bite into your shoulder. They do 2 points of damage. If you have any armors, that'll work. And then I need you to go ahead and make a I guess this is a might defense roll.
Yep.
All right. That is enough though. So you feel that it seemed to inject you with something by doing that, and your muscles tense up for a second, but you shake it off pretty quickly.
Ew. Okay. Great.
All right, and that brings us back to your turn, Lapis. Harold
yeah.
plays cards with Chris in the distance.
Go fish, said the glow.
Yeah.
So Lapis is gonna she's holding the sword with both hands, but she's gonna let her left hand go of it. And point her palm towards the whatever we're calling Sabretooth, weird ass thing. And a white light will come out. Cause fuck this.
All right. So, what does it look like when you use your magic?
It kind of looks like wow, it's almost like Iron Man style, I guess. Just kind of like this white glow of energy coming from her palm,
Okay.
and just this beam of light coming out.
Yeah. Are there any
So
other indicators that you're calling upon it? Do skin change into like a slightly bluer hue for a second, or
It almost is like she shimmers for a moment.
okay, yeah, like there's like a
yeah,
gleam
like her
to your
skin.
skin for a second.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
Oh, okay. No, we're re-rolling that. That's not okay.
There we go.
Much better.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this kind of pulse of hard light-esque energy slams into it, knocking it a few feet back as it skids after biting into you. And it just kind of glares at you. Not quite taken down yet. Yeah, so Oscar.
Fire. I'll spend effort this time.
Shooted the gun.
Shooty, gun. There we go.
Indeed. Oscars, what's gotten you so shaken that you seem to be just completely incapable?
I don't know. He's probably. I don't know.
Okay, he's just having an off moment.
I can't think of anything for that off the top of my head.
All right.
Sometimes you catch me, Mick, and I'm like, I don't know what to say.
All right. Well, Oscar's a little bewildered. Like, have you fought something like this before? Is it bringing back memories? Is like an old wound acting up?
I think he's. You know what? I think he's just frustrated. He's like, it's like in his head. He's like, damn it! I was supposed to get 600 cash and be gone and leave and be done with this, and now I'm fighting this before going to solve another problem.
So
Which
Oscar,
doesn't even get the solution you wanted in the first place.
yeah, Oscar's like low key half-hearted doing this at the moment. Like, all right, I guess I'll shoot at it.
Yeah, just like really frustrated.
All right, cool. All right, Coda,
All
tossed
right.
your bagel.
I did toss the bagel. I'm in the middle. So which one am I closer to? Or am I like dead set?
You can probably get to the. I'm picturing you can probably get to the one Reese is fighting. Fair like within an action to also be able to attack. So you're within short distance, I think.
Okay.
That
Well, let's do
one.
that. Let's see if I can whack it.
All right, so you can move up and swing your big ol' stick at it.
Yes, sir. Thwack.
All right, so you swing down with your stick and it deflects it from slamming into the main body with its tail. It just sort of expertly deflect your swat.
Oh, guys, I don't think I like that.
Yeah, and honestly, like looking at it, it's kind of hard to find a good spot to whack at it. It's almost blending in to the environment around
I don't know if I missed or if I hit it, but I don't think I liked it.
it. All right, Reese.
Okay. Might try and attack me again. Let me see. Alright. Well, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pop my resonance field for some more defense. So basically, whenever I get attacked, I can roll intelligence rather than speed.
Yeah, and what's
And
that
if
look
I
like?
succeed, I can do damage. So basically, you see the feathers that now wreath him are becoming more prominent and are now becoming more of like a wall or almost like a shield of sort in front of him, just covering him around him, just kind of like
Right, so we get these black and purple hued feathers kind of just sprouting all over your body, and it's like I'm personally picturing it, and you can correct me if you're not picturing it this way. They don't look like real, right? They have like the sort of energy outline that we can tell it's almost like enchantment esque effect, right?
yeah, they have a very strange like opalescence, incandescence. Like it's still like a it's very dark tone. It's black. It has like a slight purple hue to it, but it has a weird glow to it or a weird
Yeah, something
outline
that we
to
know
it.
that these aren't like physically attached to your body in some way.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool. So, as you predicted, the one in front of you is gonna go ahead, and it's actually gonna swing its tail, and one of them's gonna head towards Coda, the other one's gonna head towards you.
All right. So make an
Wow.
intellect defense roll.
Yeah, you're gonna make intellect. You'll have to make speed, Coda. Right, Coda, you are fine.
Yeah.
Saw this coming. Uh, so Reese, this whacks into you for 3 points of might damage.
All right, my armor takes 2 of that.
All right. So you kind of stumble back as this sort of flail tail slams into you. All right, and then Lapis, the one in front of you, is gonna uh, swipe at you with its claws down.
All right.
No problem. Lapis, you just gracefully step back and let the swipe swing in front of you. Not even close. All right, and as that happens, it is your chance to respond. Oscar, you're on deck.
Yeah. I'm just gonna clasp the sword with both hands and go for it again.
All right, yeah. So is this like a overhead swing? Is this like a side swing?
Overhead. I kind of imagine like the first swing was kind of a side swing, then she did the magic beam, and now she's like going very dramatic.
All right, cool.
And missing.
And missing. Yeah, it looks just like with your dodge. Put you out of range. That's what happened. When you step back, you swing down, and you miss about by the same margin it missed you. You have to
Okay.
recalibrate that. Oscar, Coda, you're on deck.
I shoot my refill.
All right. Is Oscar going to do anything in this fight?
We'll see.
Apparently, that's a no.
Apparently, that's a no.
Damn it, it's jammed.
Yeah, of course. Blame the machine.
Yeah. All right, Coda.
I saw it swing at me, and that momentum's got him emboldened, and he's going to swing one more time to see if he can just clock some sense into him.
All right. So, what do you picture this looks like? How are you swinging at it with your staff?
I was doing like an underhand kind of, or like a trying to like uppercut it kind of deal.
Yeah, you're right. You're doing like that sweep from underneath and bringing your
Yeah.
thing up. Yeah, I gotcha.
But I guess I can re-roll.
You could if you wanted to.
I don't see it pressing. We'll say I won't re-roll it this time.
All right. This is like your first. Is this like your first time attempting this, or?
It was. I dreamed it up last night.
Yeah. Yeah, you're like, all right, it's gonna be so cool. You're ready to go. You swing up, and then you kind of lose balance by like picking your back leg off and tumble back a little bit.
All right, I'll get him next time.
All right, Reese, you are up. Lapis, you are the next player on deck.
All right. Well, physical onslaught worked well last time, so I'm gonna do that again.
All right, sounds good. Nice. Slam into it with your physical onslaught.
Ah, more feathers in ya, bitch.
Yeah. All right, cool. It takes exception to that, and it's gonna bite at you this time, Reese.
I will use my intellect. Help me, Lord. That is really bad.
Yep. So the good part is you only take 2 points of might damage, which I think is all that's
My
required.
armor.
But now you need to make a might defense roll.
Damn it. That's better than my intellect.
Well, you got to keep in mind, like, we'll have a conversation after the fight, but
Oh no, I know. It's just like, what? I can't believe I rolled better with that.
you got to keep in mind that what pool you're rolling with doesn't affect your roll. You're just rolling a d20
Oh, yeah.
regardless. So
Oh yeah. It's a
So
thing, yeah.
yeah, like with Lapis, you feel something course through your veins. Your muscles all tense up, but you're able to shake it off really quickly. All right, Lapis. This one's gonna claw at you again. Oof. Not this time. Not this. So, you're gonna go ahead and take 4 points of might damage as this claw rakes against you, and you feel like the claw itself almost feels as if you're being pummeled by rocks as you get knocked back a little bit. You have to take a moment to catch your breath. And again, you'll get the chance to respond now. Oscar, you're on deck. Oh, Julia there?
Mop mop.
She is muted.
Shit. Didn't realize. She's kind of pissed off, so she's just gonna take a side swing at the cat, this time with effort.
Alright. Yeah, okay, cool. So do we see like a physical indication that when Lapis uses effort?
She looks more pissed off than usual. Vein popping in the forehead.
Only like those really familiar with Lapis understand, right? Because she always has like kind of resting bitch face.
Oh yeah.
But the subtle change. Alright, go ahead and make your roll. Oh, you did. Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Yep, you hit it. And this time you cleave into it and blood begins to seep onto the ground as it collapses. No longer able to fight. Oscar. Coda, you're on deck.
On deck.
Hey.
Hey, oh my gosh, Oscar did something. Is Oscar even surprised?
Probably. It's totally jammed. Not his fault at all.
Yeah,
So he
so
got it to work.
yeah, I mean, you take a shot at it, right? And it whizzes right by your ear and slams right into the center of this thing's skull, as it then just collapses to the ground, lifeless.
Reese is like
So-
rubbing his ear and just like, ah.
Suck it up. And so can we absorb the whatever as do we do that as part of or do we like walk up after?
Yeah, afterwards, you guys can choose to.
I think absorbing would be a good idea because it seems like these guys are kind of beefy.
Seeing
That's
as we
all.
don't have much time, I was gonna
Yeah.
do this anyway.
Alright, so you guys can work out amongst yourself who wants to absorb what. Essentially, I'll tell you guys that there are 8 units that will go around. So if you guys want to all absorb it into one, you could. That would get you almost filled on one. If you guys want to split it up, you can. It's sort of like you expose it for an amount of time, and it'll like absorb a unit. So you can control it. So if you want to split it out,
Sure. Who has the rocks? Is it me?
I have
and
one.
Okay, so I think
I
Coda
have
is
one.
the only one who doesn't have.
That's right. I didn't get one.
Okay.
Do we just want to split it 4-4?
Well, no, there's
Or
three people.
Lapis has one.
Well, I have 2. Do you want Coda? Do you want to just take one of mine?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay. So we can split it 3 ways.
I'll just take 2 points.
Okay. So go ahead and mark that on your rock thing.
Yes.
Right.
so that leaves
3,
total
3.
of 6. Yeah, so 3-3. Yeah.
All right. You guys did note that on your mana site, and you guys can start moving on. Yeah, and as you do so, you kind of notice it. Like you hear the bones crunch. You see like the fur become ragged almost in. It sort of draws into it. Coda can see it. Coda, you can see it, and it's kind of. I don't know. It's maybe makes you a little bit uncomfortable, Coda. You can decide.
Yeah, I think
like-
that's a good justification for it.
Yeah.
Me not buying one.
Yeah. Like, you see it, and as it does so, you can just see the quality of the creature's corpse. A little disturbing.
I don't like it.
Or it's not, depending on your thing, right? Like, you know, the whole eating meat thing's kind of disturbing if you think about it, but most of us are willing to forget about it. But yeah, you guys keep on making your ways. So you guys are going to come to the entrance of a cave. And it is dark inside the cave. At this point, the sun is clearly in sitting mode. By the time you guys leave here, it'll probably be dark out. And Clarissa's like, all right, well, you probably best get moving. I doubt those are the only dangers, and I'm sure those lions are the only dangers, and they'll only get worse as it gets dark, I'm sure.
Good.
It's probably
at some
relatively
point-
safe. What? Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. At some point, can we take the action rest? Like, after the fight?
Yeah, it literally takes an action. So.
Okay. Just double checking. I didn't want to.
Yeah,
Well-
absolutely. The 10-minute one you guys would have to discuss, but you guys can also do that if you want. She's probably not going to oppose to the 10-minute one. Might oppose to the 1-hour one. But yeah, she's like, all right, well, this cave's probably safe. if they've been holding up here, as they have. But even with that, there's likely something keeping it safe. So we should be on the lookout for that.
All right. Well, lead the way, ma'am.
Ahmad, and start walking in first. How's everyone else going in? Do I have an idea?
I'll follow behind Clarissa.
All right.
Yeah.
So it goes.
I'll be near.
Lapis,
Yeah,
you're
I'll be near Coda.
towards the front.
Yep.
All right, Reese and Oscar.
I'll be behind them.
And do you stand behind Oscar, or do you stand like this is wide enough that you guys can sort of you don't have to. This isn't single file.
Yeah, I just want to keep an eye on what's her name, Larissa.
Yeah. You're
So I'm
hanging
not going
back
to
a
be in
little
front
bit.
of her.
Right. Yeah, I understood. Reese.
Yeah, I'll plan for the back or second towards back.
Okay, so you're behind Oscar.
Yep, I'll be behind Oscar.
All right. So you guys head into the cave. She pulls out a light. She has a flashlight.
Good.
What is everyone else doing?
It's a cave, so we don't want smoke. Can I get close enough to Clarissa that I don't have to worry about it for right now?
Well, I think your thing doesn't really produce, right?
Yeah,
Because it technically doesn't.
it doesn't burn
Burn.
technically.
Yeah,
So if we want to rule it that way, we can, and I'll use it.
I don't think it does, right? Because smoke's the byproduct of the stuff burning.
That would make sense. Okay. Well, we'll just.
I mean, if we want to get like mildly logical here, I mean it's still a magic stick thing. So
All right, fair enough. I will just see if someone's got a match and see if I can light it.
yeah, you're able to light it easily. So Coda has his little fire stick thing. Anyone else?
I have my hooded lantern.
Right.
So I'll pop my lantern.
Yeah, and oil burns fairly quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Flashlight.
Lapis pulls out her flashlight. Oscar.
I have a gun.
What's everyone doing with their weapons? That's a good question. Something I should be asking as you guys adventure forward.
I'm just using everybody else's light.
Yeah, that's fine.
I have my gun out.
Okay, so you have your rifle pulled out still.
Mm-hmm.
I've got my stick out.
Okay.
I can hit people with it. I can see with it. It's a good all-purpose stick.
All right, and what about you, Lapis?
The sword is sheathed. But I'm ready with magic, so just aware, I guess.
Okay. And then Reese, do you pull out your gun or?
I'm gonna put the gun away and I'm just gonna have myself prepped to pop magic.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right, so you guys head into the darkness sort of around you, and I guess with some amazing perception rolls from earlier, Reese and Oscar, you can tell, you hear echoing throughout the cave that pretty soon you're going to come into an area where you think they are. You hear voices talking. They're sort of just chatting inanely, and it's too far away to really pick out what they're saying. However, it's because of that, you think it's far enough away that they probably haven't noticed your lights yet.
Um, Reese is gonna make a notion trying to keep quiet for everyone to turn down their lights, and that they're up ahead.
Coda's like, I got on, got off, so I guess he'll snuff it off.
Okay. Clarissa will turn off her flashlight. Most flashlights they have on and they have off.
Yeah, I'll do the same.
Okay. So Reese, you still have your hood lantern, and you can direct that so it's away from the direction you hear the sounds from. So what's the plan?
I don't know. You gotta turn off the lights. What we doing?
Yeah, I turned off the light, and then I guess I'm just gonna motion for everyone to kind of like. I guess what I'm gonna do is I would like to use my Dreamcraft to kind of blend myself into the surroundings, and I want to scout it out a little bit and see how bad things look up front with the people and how they're situated, then make my way back afterwards.
Yeah. So I think with how your Dreamcast works, that doesn't help you because it basically takes too much concentration, right?
Okay.
Like you kind of can make this static image, and if you concentrate on it, you can move. So if you're doing that, you're moving really, really slowly, like
Yeah.
painfully slowly.
Oof.
Like someone's probably just gonna get irritated and be like, you know what, we're just gonna go fight them. I don't care. Like, but you can definitely make a stealth roll, and the environment itself, like being in darkness, is an asset.
Yeah, I will stealth roll it then.
Yeah, so this will be a speed roll. You have an asset from it just being dark.
So how do I add that?
There's some asset sections you check to have an asset.
Where's the?
It's in the same area where you apply effort.
Yeah, and you're also always welcome to apply effort too.
I just
Top
see the
under action.
top under action. Oh, okay.
It's on the bar. Yeah.
Asset. I have one asset, and then I can add some effort.
Now I believe you're wearing some armor.
I am wearing. Yeah, I'm wearing medium armor.
So keep in mind that makes it so that the cost for using effort is 5.
Ooh, then I am not going to do that because that is a lot, and I kind of need stuff in case I get because I'm a squishy boy. So I'll just roll with the asset and roll the speed. See what happens.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna spend an XP and re-roll that.
Oh, are you?
Yeah. I feel pretty sneaky.
Do you? All right. So you start making your way. Does anyone else want to do anything while Reese is gone?
Hopefully someone pulls me back.
I don't have any plans to prepare. I got nothing.
Okay.
How far away is he scouting?
He's kind of in the darkness now. He's kind of hard to see.
Well, or how far away is that group of?
I mean, you guys stopped far enough away that they wouldn't be able to see your light. Right?
Is it within a long distance?
You'd probably have to get a little bit closer for it to be within.
Okay. Will I need a stealth or whatever check if I'm trying to get just within long distance?
Probably, but it'd probably be easier.
Okay.
It wouldn't be as difficult.
I think I'm gonna do that. Just kind of like should probably be ready to back him up.
And I think Clarissa's probably anxious. We're here. I don't understand it. If we're just gonna go in, why don't we just go in?
Sometimes you can get an advantageous position. I know you're stressed out. Just fear is a mind killer.
Oh my!
Stay calm.
All right, so you can go ahead and make a speed stealth roll.
Sure. I don't have anything that helps me with this, so.
Yeah, but you have an asset because of the darkness.
Oh, okay, that's right.
Yep. Nice. Yeah, Oscar's gone. He just melts into the darkness like the Batman.
I'm also going to. I'm also going to ready to. So you can do a wait action that'll have whatever you want to do go before the trigger.
Okay.
So if I see one of them attacking Reese, I'm going to chuck a cipher. Use a cipher.
Oh man, that's such a bad idea. Realize, like, the little girl's probably with them.
We'll save her. We got this.
Alright.
Nothing bad could possibly happen.
Yeah. So, Reese, you move in, and they seem to be pretty distracted. There are 3 guys sitting there. They're kind of around this weird fire. Or light source. More of a light source than it is fire. I think for Reese at first, you're like, oh, that's a weird looking fire, and then you realize it's not even fire. After looking at it for a moment. And they're talking with each other, and they don't seem to notice you as you get.
Okay, I'm a post up and wait, and just wait for people to have followed me in, and get prepped to pop a let's see here. Can I cast that on someone else? No, that's only on myself.
All right, so you think about that.
Ooh. Yeah, I got it. I want to use my hedge magic, which is basically kind of like a prestidigitation, and I want to make a noise further towards me so that they'll come and investigate and maybe leave the girl alone.
Wait, sure. So as you get closer, you do see, kind of in a cage, a little girl. She's kind of sitting there with a stuffed bunny rabbit doll, missing an eye.
I know what I must do.
Sprints.
And she's kind of like
For the money!
she's kind of sitting there dejectedly, like bouncing it up and down as these talking. You see, like, next to her some bowls, and it's food that she's maybe eaten recently. Hard to tell, but they do seem they are at least feeding her, and she is alive. Uh, but like she has bangs, and part of the bangs are just cut really short, where some of it's been cut off. So it that's fairly evident, and she does have the physical characteristics of Clarissa. Like, you can tell it's her daughter.
Red skin, horns.
No, none of that. That doesn't happen until puberty. So,
Okay.
but she has like the same facial structure and stuff.
That works.
Yeah. And these 3 guys are kind of sitting around this glowing thing. They're like, ugh. And there's a radio on as well, kind of picking up like low static. It doesn't seem to be saying anything. One of them kind of turns to the others like, ugh. Can we turn that damn thing off? The other one looks, you know, we can't. How much longer do we have to be out here? This is dumb. One of them's like, look, with how much we're getting paid for this job, it doesn't matter. Like, we just have to sit here and watch this girl. And one of them's like, oh, but it's so boring. And that kind of like inane chatter goes on for a little bit. One of them kind of just like, shut up. Look, I know we're used to doing all sorts of things, but it's nice to just get to sit around for a while. And so besides, we do what I say, and I say we're doing this. The other 2 kind of just like sort of like grumble and shut up after that.
Under my breath, I'm like, I miss using that line.
All right, so what are Lapis and I think you kind of get the sense that Reese was like, wait, and then we can say you communicated this even like he wants you to follow you guys. If you don't hear anything after a certain amount of time, stealthily. Is that kind of what you wanted?
Yeah.
So everyone can get into position. What are Coda and Lapis doing? Oscar's sort of moved up. Reese has moved up. Not about that time for you guys to move up. Sounds like he wants you guys to all be in position to take a strike.
It's stealthy.
Oh.
I think Coda's gonna get low. I'm gonna get low. I'm gonna like crouch, maybe even kind of, dare I say, crawl, and try to get closer.
I imagine, like, for whatever reason, because it's Coda, right? Like, I imagine you're on your stomach.
Oh, yeah, that is exactly what I'm imagining.
Kind of like worming your way. Like if this was an animated thing, you just like slithering along the ground somehow.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah, you can make a speed roll. This is for stealth. You get an asset just like everyone else because of the darkness.
Six, beats difficulty 2.
Well, you have the asset, so it actually beats difficulty 3.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not a bad difficulty to beat.
Okay. Lapis, what about you?
She's just gonna take her sword out and try to be stealthy as well.
All right. So you make the same roll. Remember that your effort costs a crap ton because of your armor.
Oh yeah. Okay. So yeah, no effort. About to do that.
That's me last campaign.
Yeah. Speed effort. What's that? Nice. Yeah. Lapis, you do pretty good. Have you been in a situation like this before? Or something?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure she had a moment where she had to deal with like unruly people in her attempt to be stealthy and somewhat succeed. So, drawing on that beautiful map.
Yeah, alright, cool. So you move up into position. So Coda's like slithering on the ground. And as he does so, he like moves some rocks. And at this moment, that sort of catches their attention. However, Reese is prepared to make a distraction. So why don't we see how that goes?
Oh yeah. So it's hedge magic. Confirm small trick. So do I need to roll for that trick to distract?
I think in this case you do. I mean, sometimes you wouldn't.
Okay.
But right now you have to actively sort of draw their attention away from where Coda is.
Okay. And since it's a spell, should I use my intellect? This is as the stat.
Yes, you'll use your intellect. So if you want
I'll
to spend
try
effort,
that.
it'll come out of your intellect.
I'm good. 16's good.
Alright, yeah. So you sort of notice this, and instead you make like a... What do you do? Like, do you just make like the sound of like a rock falling, or...
I kind of want to make the sound of like a monstrous cave bear that's like coming back into its nest or is like exploring new territory, so they think that it's a bear coming for them, and so they're all going out to be like, "Oh crap, we gotta get a bear. Gotta take care of a bear."
Yeah. So you make that sound, and they kind of like... but I imagine it's in the distance or something. Make it sound like it's far away.
I would probably put it like not too far away from them. Like it's definitely inside the tunnels, like near where I am, but maybe just a little further back. Like maybe a couple, like just like maybe like a yard or two.
Yeah. They look at each other confused when you make that sound. Like they're like, something's not right with that. And they pull out their revolvers and silently look at each other. You can see, and motion to head their way towards the entrance there. So why don't we go ahead and roll initiative?
Wait, but can I react?
Yes, you can react.
I'm gonna chuck my cipher. I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
Cipher, oh god.
So it projects a small physical explosive up to a long distance away. So as soon as they pull out weapons, I just go for it. So it's level 5, which means it does 5 damage. It would be an immediate radius. I don't know how far they are apart from each other. So
You can get 2 of them.
yes, whatever the 2 closest ones are.
All right.
I picture so to preemptively answer your question. I picture it as it's like a cylinder, and it has like 2 handles on the one on the top, one on the bottom. You twist it in opposite directions, like a bop it, kinda. And it like slides panels open, and there's like crystal shit inside, and then it just starts to like glow, and then I chuck it, and that like primes it. But initiative.
Yeah. Why don't you guys?
I just take away assets, hit reset button.
Oh, initiative.
All right. So Oscar,
14.
Oda,
3.
Reese.
3.
Excellent. Lapis.
13.
All right. Oh, wrong way. All right. So one of the ones up towards you, Oscar, reacts first, noticing where you guys are, and shouts out and points down. But you're pretty far away, right? You're a long distance away.
Within a long distance, but
Yeah.
I probably was moving up a little close, so I'm probably like 75% long.
Yeah. Okay. So he'll kind of point over you and notice Reese, who's probably the closest, and Lapis. Reese and Lapis are kind of right about each other. You guys are about a short distance away from them. And Coda, you're a short distance away too, but you're on the ground. So
I am one with the stone. I have studied the
Stone
mountain biome.
serpent.
So they're gonna like look around and they're gonna go ahead and point their gun at Lapis, who's like brandishing this sword at them. The other 2 are kind of unarmed, and they have absolutely no idea what the fuck Coda's doing. So Lapis, go ahead and make a speed defense roll for me as they fire a shot at you.
Sure.
Yeah, that is enough to dodge out of the way of it. As you quickly do like the movement of dodging bullets. And then Oscar, is your go. Lapis, you are on deck.
I assume I need to take a turn to draw my rifle since I chucked the thing.
Honestly, you can actually probably have your rifle out, but you will have to move closer, I believe. Short range. Because you could have set it down, like, you could have had it in one of your hands while you chucked, I think. Oh no, you said you had to like twist the thing. I still think you could have had it out.
Okay. Sure. I'll yeah, they have guns. Yeah, I'll move forward.
Okay. You're able to move up to get into short range. Without the speed roll, I think.
All right.
Alright, Lapis.
I'm trying to look up quick. I don't. Is a sword a short or medium?
Immediate.
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 Okay.
So you can spend your turn
Uh,
moving a short range.
yeah. She'll move up into immediate range of like get in the face of the one that attacked her.
Alright. The other one that you didn't hit, he was standing a bit back. He's gonna shout out to the other 2. Gonna be like, "You 2 get your acts together. We need to take care of this quickly." At this point, I think Clarissa is smart enough to be hiding, because if the situation get real bad real fast. And he's gonna go ahead and effectively motivate the other two. Yeah, they seem a little bit more ready to fight now. All right. The other one that's kind of up towards the front with the other guy that got hit by the explosive is gonna take a shot at Reese. You're up there.
All right. And do you want a speed?
Yeah, make a speed defense roll. You don't have your thingy up. Nice. Yeah, no issue dodging it. Shot at. You saw it coming. All right, Reese, you're up. Coda, you're on deck.
Heard.
All right. So those two people that are up front, the two bandits, are they within a short distance or a medium distance from me?
Short, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, they're short because they'd have to be in shots at you.
I would like to physical onslaught the one that I think is the most hurt.
They are both equally hurt by a grenade.
Then I will, yeah, I will just, I don't know. One looks particularly ugly. I don't like that one.
Oh, no.
Okay, sure.
And I'll roll for that.
Nice. Yeah. So the feathers envelop him, and he is out of the fight right now. You guys can decide at the end. But for the time, he is taken down as he's flinging these feathers at him. All right, Coda, you were up. Coda, you are up. Oscar, you are on.
All right. So they're all kind of decently far away because I'm kind of on the ground. I'm gonna get up.
All right, that's
Yeah.
probably the entirety of your movement. I want to guess.
All right. Well, then now I am standing, ready to come what may. I will take it on.
All right, you still have your stick out, I think, because
Yeah, I was kind of like doing like the army crawl, I imagine.
yeah. All right. Harold has now gotten the last pair and has won the game of Goldfish. All right. The bandit's gonna take another shot. So Lapis is up in his face now. And his other friendo's knocked down. The bandit's going to look panic for a second, and quickly pull out a knife and strike at you, Lapis.
Sure, try. Speed defense?
Defense.
Oh, I take it.
Okay. So they're gonna do 2 points of might damage. Right.
Yeah,
However,
that's nothing.
yeah. However, I think it's gonna ignore your armor because they're gonna just, in their panic, strike at your face. So it cuts your face.
Thanks, Nick. Okay, cool.
Yeah, they're like panicking and they're freaking out and they're like, All right. So Oscar, you are up. Lapis, you're on deck.
Fire.
All right, you're in firing range now. Are you firing at the one in front of Lapis, or are you fighting at the other one?
The other one, because I don't want to hit her.
Okay.
I will spend one effort. One effort.
Yes. Good with that?
I like my XP. Yeah, I'm fine with it.
All right. So you got you miss.
Yep. This thing's really acting up again.
Yeah. Lapis.
Yep. Heave the sword up, aim for the arm, the one that he's holding the knife with.
All right.
Yeah, I'll re-roll that.
Okay. That is much better. Yeah, this guy is out of the fight as well. I think the other one, seeing you take down pretty handily the two goons, is kind of just going to look at you guys and drop his weapon, put his hand. And I think that is a good point to end.
Yeah, we saved the day.
Well, we'll see. You guys still have time to fuck it up.
Actually, a shard from the explosive just went straight through her head.
Yep.
through the cage bars.
No.
Just kidding.
Oh.
Alright, well, I think that wraps it up for tonight's session. So, thanks anyone who watches this. We appreciate it. I guess? Yeah, we appreciate it, right, guys?
Very
Yeah.
much. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Alright. Yeah, and I think with that, we can say goodbye, everybody.
Boy, have a nice night.
Bye.
Bye.